Alright, welcome. We're back. We're working on this one some more. Went and picked up the doggy and now we're back at it. Just getting some stuff ready to go. And looks like we're good. Alright. Still got our scene here that we were working on earlier, so we're just gonna continue with that. Ooh, he is back. Just getting this ready to go. Time-lapse camera going. Did 40 minutes of weights. My goodness. That is some dedication. Here. About right there. Looks about right. Alright. Back to it. Back to the thing. Alrighty. And the question is, do I want to work on some more buildings? I'm on the TV again. Nice. Do I want to work on some more buildings, or do I want to work on the foreground again? Like adding another layer to her. Kind of want to work on the foreground. Yo, how's it going? How we doing? I want to put the border up again on the sides just to see what we're doing. I'm on the TV or on the couch. Let's go. Use some black tape for this one. You have the old friends on your phone? Nice. I love that painting. It's one of my faves. I painted that one a while back, but it is still a solid member of the team. That's crazy good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see, this is around where the bottom of the painting's gonna be. Just putting these up to kind of get my bearings. Just to buy a canvas print. Nice. Canvas prints are a great option for people who want something big on their wall, but they don't want to buy an original, because the originals are a lot. I charge what I'm worth for those. But a canvas print is the next best option, because they are not thousands of dollars. They're hundreds of dollars, but they're not thousands of dollars. I love the canvas prints. I'm so glad that I've been using those. They're especially great at the conventions. Let's see, about there roughly is where it's going to be. You have originals and canvas prints, both are amazing. What's up, Jason? I feel like it has been so long since I've seen you. Let's see. I was also thinking of adding this like gritty texture. using like some paper towels or like some napkins crinkled up with some paint on them and just kind of like It would have been better if I'd done that early on, but fucking doggos, I won't be able, I'm gone. Well, how's life? Life is great. Life is awesome and exciting right now. I've got 1,000 projects going all at once. I'm always working on something new. I've always got something new in the works. Scottish Sam, what's up, dude? Good to see you too. Man, this is all the old regulars that used to hang out when I streamed like every day. It's great to see you guys again. It's good to be back. I'm gonna fix the Venom painting. I mainly just posted that video as a clickbait thing. As like one of those sympathy bait videos where you just try to get people's attention. I was really just trying to get anything to, like, not necessarily go viral, but just get some views. Facebook, well, at least you're seeing it on Facebook. Yeah, TikTok just doesn't really get views anymore. I think I might have had one a little while ago get some views. It's just hard to get anything to get views on TikTok nowadays. I was streaming earlier, like an hour ago, and it was going fine. I had some people watching, and then it randomly just banned me. It said your streaming rights or your streaming privileges have been revoked. I was like, what do you mean? I wasn't even playing any background music or anything. Like, and TikTok used to be the one that you could get away with anything. But then I clicked like see more, and it didn't say I had anything wrong. So it's amazing. Wow, TikTok algorithm is up, sure is. Yeah. Crush. You have a very long username on YouTube, my friend. Oh yeah, we got our booth placements for this Kansas City Celebrity Comic-Con. So he just... wonder if he sees where I'm at. Probably not. I think they emailed those individually. Yeah, this is gonna look nice. Getting this hair to actually look black instead of this light purple. It's just going to take a few layers of this dark paint. Nice. You got right at the front of the show. That's great. I'm really curious where mine is too. Do I have Gmail on this iPad? Yeesh. My booth number, I think it said I was like 80 something. Booth 82. I'm scared. I'm so scared. There's 82. Looks like I'm facing, well, actually, here's what I'm looking at. This is my buddy Layton. That's gonna be way too bright. Hold on. Can you see? That's too dark. There we go. You can kind of see that. Alright. So he got this top right corner. This is the celebrity row of the convention. And then I'm at 82. That's this one right here. So it looks like these are the front entrance doors. Just as long as Let's see, rooms, concession. So I'm hoping that like the front tickets are gonna be over here, and then it looks like this is the front entrance. So I'm like literally right at the very front of the convention. Get me in to grab a canvas with Lilith. Nice. You might need to reach out individually for me for that one. I think Blizzard took that one off of Etsy. Jason. Did grab your Instagram page. Do you share your paintings there too? Yeah, yep. Painted Dragon Studios with underscores on Instagram. New to participating lives of this really just cozy. You just have all in the background. Prep for upcoming D&D campaign. Or brings you a lot of inspiration and joy. Keep at it. One day I'll afford buy something of yours for my home. Nice. Is that a good thing being that close to the entrance? It can be. It can be. Some shows it's really bad. Some shows it's really good. Like I'm right at the front entrance for Planet Comic Con as well. But I'm like a couple booths in at Planet Comic Con. Just whatever. Nice. I'm 82. Planet Comic Con I do fantastic at, but I'm like 2 or 3 booths in from the front entrance. But it does mean, like being that close to the front does mean you get eyes on your work by pretty much everyone. Like everyone will see my art at one point or another because they'll be walking past it. And with a show this small, like this isn't a big show, this one's fairly small. With a show this small, my hope is that that's going to bring a lot of people in. They're going to see my art. They're going to continue on. They're going to go in and pay for their autograph or whatever. And then hopefully they will come back and see me. Yeah, a lot of people do walk in and say don't spend right away. But I'm going to try this new thing. My friends gave me the idea for this just yesterday, and I'm really excited to try it. Because that's the thing that every vendor, just every convention artist, just the pet peeve is, I'll be back. I might come back. I'll be back. I might come back. I'll be back. And it's just every time, over and over again, it's all you hear is, I might be back. I might come back. I might be back. I might come back. I'm like, I don't. Why did you come back? Just you're here. I'm here. Your wallet is in your hand. Yeah, and that's like selfish of me to want them to just spend their money on me right then and there. But also, I'm there to spend I'm there to make money. I paid for this one. I paid $500 for the table. So like I need to make my money back. And so just, yeah, it can get like super freaking annoying when you're there and all you hear all weekend is, I might be back, I might come back, I might be back. And that's just me complaining to complain. But yeah, that's like a big pet peeve of every convention artist ever is the, I might come back. Or I don't have wall space. About like being right at the front, like 82. I'll be back. Yeah, my booth is 82, which like you're up by the celebrities right here, right across from them, which I would have loved to be on that row, but if I wasn't up there, I would have preferred to be near the front. I would have rather been like a booth in from the front or a booth to the side, but it looks like I'm literally the very like front entrance celebrities. I'm literally the first booth that they see when they walk in. So if I wasn't going to be in that, celebrity row area, I would rather be at that front entrance area. So I can't complain about that at all. But yeah, there's those little vendor pet peeves that just get us every time. I think I'm gonna use black paint. I've been debating using black paint or not. I don't know. I keep mixing my own black, but look on the edition looks great. Thank you. Yeah, I will be presenting this painting in, it's like 2 weeks, I think, or I'll be having my mentor look over it in 1 week, I think. He'll be looking at it in a week, and then depending on if everyone's ready, because there's 6 students in the class. I'm one of the 6, and so if everyone feels ready, he's gonna have the art director come in and review the paintings, and she has 2 books that she's looking for new covers for. One of them is Joe Abercrombie's The Blade Itself, which I would have loved to have painted that one, but I wasn't feeling it. No, I have to try and get some Piece of a Celebrities done. Yeah, I mean, you're going to be right across from him. Yep. Amazing. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate you. TikTok gave up. Oh, it banned me again. Love that. Yeah, I did this earlier. Where I was live on TikTok, and then it's like, your access has been suspended. I'll use the phone. I have the phone pointed anyway. I'll just restart it on the phone because people are watching. I'm trying to multi-stream so that I can just get those people in here. Let's see. Can I reverse the camera? Where are the settings? I haven't used TikTok Live in so long. Go live from both your front and back cameras. Whack. I'm trying to find the like mirror front facing camera option. I don't see it. Whatever. I'll just go live and we're good to go. Classic TikTok move, right? Yeah, it like banned me for no reason. If you consider having little I'll be back cards, stickers for the on the $5 or something that people can buy, you can offer to buy a joke with you. Together in combination with physical reminder might make them more likely to actually come back. Share this is unwanted advice to succeed more constantly at conventions. Oh, I appreciate that. I love ideas. Now, I was gonna try I think I'm gonna try something at this next one. It's gonna be I'm concerned to try it because it could backfire and end up costing me more, but it's gonna be I said I'll be back and I actually came back coupon, where like I'm not gonna tell anyone there that I have it, but whenever someone says, oh, I might come back, then I will be like, oh, before you go, take this, and I'll hand them this little tiny, like, probably not even a 4x6, like maybe like a little 3x5 card, like a business card size card, and it just says, I said I'll be back and I came back, 10% off, and it's just like an instant 10% off coupon for whatever they buy. And that could be canvas print. I would rather not. I would rather like. Oh, I don't want to like take 10% off of original paintings. like if I have an original there or something, or but like maybe like um, 10% of off of fine art prints, or like a dollar amount off of canvas prints or something. Like $10 off of canvas prints or something. 10% off fine art prints, $10 off of larger items. I don't know. I need to like work with it for a little bit and see if I can come up with a good solution. Because what I don't want is for it to end up backfiring on me, and I end up with people just like seeing other people doing it, like taking the coupon and then being like, oh well, I'm just gonna take the coupon and then I'm gonna come back, you know, 2 minutes from now and get a discount for no reason. It's like a discount is fine. I'm happy to give a discount, but just put it as the fine art print. 10% everything except original pieces. Yeah, we could. I need to try it out with a couple of different options, I think. But this will be a good one to test that out on, because this Kansas City Celebrity Comic Con, this is my next show that I've got coming, is it's a very low stakes show. Like the booth fee was low for a 10 by 10 corner, and it's a local show, so I don't have to travel for it, and yeah, pretty much it's a local show, and the booth fee wasn't high. Hole punch the cards. Yeah, I have another friend who's about to start doing this as well, because we were talking about this on Discord yesterday, and we're always talking shop in there. Any other artist friends, if you'd like to join the Discord server that I hang out in a lot, send me a message. I'll get you an invite. Yeah, we were talking about this idea of like I said I would come back, and I actually came back coupon, and they were saying like, oh, just to kind of reinforce like, because what you're doing is you're trying to like make a connection with someone. You're trying to connect with someone on like a very human level of like, oh, I know like making decisions is hard. I also have a hard time making decisions. I'm gonna look around and see what there is to see. And it's just like a very like genuine human connection that you can do with that. And so like in line with that, you can be like, oh, keep the coupon, bring it back next time or something. It's a great idea. Maybe you could keep it more vague, like a surprise gift, more easily adapt to. Ooh, that's actually a great idea. That's a great idea. If we buy a canvas print for our house, do we get a coupon? You actually do. Whenever you buy something on Etsy, I have it set to automatically send you an email. So if you've ever bought something from me on Etsy before, check your email, because you probably have an email from my shop that says, thank you for your order. Here's a I think it's 15% off coupon for return customers. So actually, yes. If you buy something on Etsy, yes, you do get a coupon. This is gonna look so nice. And this black in there. I was real hesitant to use the black, because I've always been very like against using black straight out of the tube. Look by the digital files. No, I think it's just if you just put the code, which to the 8 people watching, you're getting a free code. If you just put the code thank you in checkout, you get the discount. So you're welcome, anybody watching who was thinking about buying something. You just got a free 15% off if you use code thank you. And also there's one that's I think it's the abandoned cart. So if you put something in your shopping cart on Etsy and then you come back to it, there's I think it's artwork is the abandoned cart one. Just all one word artwork. So you're welcome. There's some free coupon codes for you. Mixing black and paints gray. Need a touch of red. That's the one from Valve last night. Luke talked to for like an hour. Dang. Y'all are always meeting people at these places you go. Luke was telling me about how he met a movie director at this get together he was at. Make her pants look black without making them pure black. Hey, I got this stream bot spam thing in my Twitch. Let's go. That's how you know you're succeeding on Twitch, is when you get the spam bots in there trying to get you to buy viewers. Joke's on it. I don't need to buy viewers. Apparently I'm in the top 50% of all of Twitch. Even though I never stream on Twitch. I'm trying to more. Trying to be more consistent. Keeps them in the back of his closet. Nice. Nice, you gotta be proud of those. I put those on display. If I ever get a chance to come up there, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna find your awards and put them on display. Ain't nothing you can do about it. My visibility restricted. Why? Because it redirects users to purchase products outside TikTok. This is in line for your feed eligibility standards under community guidelines, which we are updating support. So I can't even talk about an Etsy shop. I can't even say the word Etsy. That's why my TikTok was disabled. That's hilarious. He's modest, but he has some amazing experiences. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Just have your wife put through custom painting for me one day. Yeah, apparently TikTok disabled my For You page eligibility, and that's why it disabled my Streamlabs eligibility to be able to stream from my computer with like the overlays and stuff. Apparently it's because I said the word Etsy, which I don't even care at this point. I've got one viewer in there. It's probably Sam. Sam, if you're in there, might as well just pop over to YouTube or Twitch. It's gonna ban me any minute. I don't care. I just wanted to give it a go because I know I've got people on TikTok who enjoy watching me. That's hilarious. And frustrating. Man, TikTok used to be such a great app. I used to do amazing on TikTok. Like there was a time back in like 2002, I think. I would go live on here with I had a couple streams that got over 3,000 viewers. Too many scammers and AI bots these days. I know, I get it. Like, I get why they put those restrictions on there, but like, come on, you're not even gonna let an artist plug their online shop? It's because TikTok just wants my viewers to buy freaking balloons and hot dogs and come on, visit, we'll take you both out to dinner. Nice. Should have a house by dance. You can use gesture and hunt for the awards. There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna find them and be like, hey, be proud of these. Show them off. Show them with pride. I'm gonna use this like blue-green color to try and highlight some of these rocks. Because I want this like kind of green vibes coming up from here. Because the green and the purple look really good together. Try and get some of these rocks highlighted with this green, like in the shadows. And that's gonna look kind of cool. Real streamers getting lost, yeah. Well, that's just the problem with the internet right now, is it's so oversaturated with just so much slop. Like AI slop and just people being able to make content out of nothing, and like it's just so normalized to make content out of nothing that people can just post every day. He's a leader, he's a lot. Credits everyone else on his team instead of him. Yeah, so I hide him. I talk to him. They say he's the leader. He's a liar. Workers got figured out by that spider on the top right. A spider in the top right? What are you talking? Oh, and yeah, my Samwise the Brave painting. I love that piece. I love that one so much. I got Sean Astin to sign that for me once. That was pretty cool. Go, just getting kind of this green tint down here. Looks kind of cool. Welcome back, Mr. Lives. Welcome back to the live. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to stream on TikTok because it's been trying to ban me any given moment. Yeah, he said you guys were watching Lord of the Rings. Oh, I've met a lot of Lord of the Rings celebrities. I have a whole wall of signed Lord of the Rings artwork that I've been able to get signed by the cast. I've gotten all 4 hobbits. So Sam, Merry, Frodo, and Pippin. And then I got the most recent ones was Orlando Bloom and Liv Tyler. Got to meet both of them. Do I ever watch Critical Role? No, I have not. Yeah, Liv Tyler and Orlando Bloom was the most recent one I got. I got the photo op with them. That was pretty cool. That was in Washington, D.C. at Awesome Con. I flew in for that one. I could have had my friends run that show, but I was kind of like passing the torch to them for my East Coast shows because I'm training my friends over there to sell my art for me. And I just pay them commission. And so I was like, alright, you guys just sell the art. I'm gonna go and hang out with Liv Tyler and Orlando Bloom. So I got their photo op and I got to give them both a piece of artwork. have a projector. Was your bachelor party? Let's see, watch. Nice. Well, I'm glad you finally got to see them, because Lord of the Rings, that'll change your life. Trying to get this like shadow highlight color in here. Not shadow highlight, but just in the shade. Get this blue showing. Another your favorite thing? There you go. They have been my favorites for many, many years. My grandpa actually read The Hobbit to me when I was like, couldn't have been older than like 8 or 9. And then my dad watched the movies with me. So that's like a special memory from me and my dad. And then I read the books when I was like, I think 13 was when I finally sat down and read them all. I read a lot when I was around that age. I used to read every day. I'm trying to get back into it. I got a Kindle, so I can just lay in bed and read on my Kindle without being distracted. The distraction is one of the hardest things. Just trying to stay focused long enough to make progress on a book, because like audiobooks, awesome. You didn't get into the Seattle Comic Con, right? I was bummed about that a month ago. Yeah, no, I got rejected again. Once again, got the no. They said, nah, there's too many people who do similar stuff as you. I'm like, the floop do you mean do the similar stuff as me? I'm pretty sure I'm one of the few people out here who's painting traditional oil paintings of nerd stuff. Like I'm a rare breed nowadays. Everyone else is just doing, no offense against digital, but everyone else is doing digital, which I'm impressed by digital. I like digital. I think it's cool, but everyone else does digital at Comic-Cons. There's very few traditional artists who still show their work at Comic-Cons. And the ones that do are like usually in artist alley, or they're just getting started, they're just learning. Just fine. I love that. I love that people are getting started and that they're doing the things that I'm doing, but I feel like I do have a somewhat unique booth. The showrunners, they don't want to see that. They just want to see, I don't know what they want to see. They just want to prioritize their people that they're grandfathering in. That's mostly it. Appreciate the likes, guys. Mixing up some paint. Some nice blue in here. This is called glazing, where I'm not actually like adding details. I'm just kind of scrubbing a transparent, very thinned down transparent color over the top of what I've already got down. It's a good way to kind of do color corrections and color changes and value changes. It's like playing with sliders in Photoshop or Lightroom. It's just with paint. Some pictures of your booth. Look dope. Thanks. Yeah, we put a lot of work into them. We put a lot of work into getting the booth looking good. I do need to get this so to look like a frozen, desolate alien landscape. bit of blue green down here. Just have that go all the way off the canvas. It looks great. I love that. I still feel like I need to bring these, I feel like I need to darken the buildings a little bit. She did paint a Hogwarts painting. I might have a print up here. Hogwarts watercolor, there it is. Yep, this is her Hogwarts painting. She did the watercolor one. These are the nice fine art prints. Got the signature on the back. Painted Dragon Studios with our QR code. TikTok's probably gonna ban me again. Talked about what it doesn't want me to talk about. What's the code words that people use on TikTok to tell people where to find stuff? They say, like, the main character from Legend of Zelda. the protagonist of Legend of Zelda in my they said something about biology, like the class that you take where you have to dissect a frog or something like that. It's like, how do you work your way around this? Let's see. Payne's gray. I'm trying to make like a dark red color, but not too dark. You just need to thin it down. So I want to glaze over some of these buildings. I feel like I got the preliminary values down, but they're still way too bright. I'm scared. This is one of those bravery test moments, you know. Making sure I'm not missing anything on the TikTok stream on my phone. Alright, let's see. Okay, it's not too bad. Like, this is what I need. It's scary to put that much dark paint over what I already have. So if it's wrong, you mess it up. You see, look down on the grass, there's 4 dogs piled on top of them. Oh, silly. Alright, remove this again. Yeah, he said he's been having a hard time with her being away. I've been trying to keep him company online as much as I can, but yeah. Looks pretty cool. You go crazy? Yeah. I have to go like 5 days at a time, fairly fairly regularly, being away from my wife, but that's why I always come home in between shows. People are always like, oh, well, do you like just, you know, go from one city to the next and kind of like tour around to different Comic Cons? I'm like, no, man, I will drive all the way back home after a show, even if there's one like, I mean, all my shows are so far away from each other, but like, there's one in Knoxville, and then there's one in like Nashville, you know, I'll still drive home back to Kansas City rather than like staying in Knoxville or Nashville for that whole time, because I'm like, no, I got a life back home. I got priorities here. I do full-time art so that I can see my wife. Have you ever watched D&D like Critical Role? No, I've attempted to a couple times, but it's kind of intimidated by the amount of content out there to like choose from, I guess. I just have a hard time in taking any kind of media lately. I just spend so much time painting. I'm always either painting or traveling. Like, I haven't played a video game in so long. I started Expedition 33 like a week or two ago, and I was like, oh yeah, this is fun, I'm having a great time. I played it for like 2 days, put like 5 or 6 hours into it in between working on stuff, and then I was just like, no, I've gotta go back and work on stuff. I'm like, man, I wanna be able to enjoy games and shows again. Like, we watched Star Trek, but that's because wife likes Star Trek, and so we were able to, you know, connect over that. Yeah, that looks good. Samuel Orleans painting is this first thing you see in the last 3 places he lived. Just didn't know you streamed. Yeah, he found me through Twitch. He says that he followed me from when I was Aaron's painting school back in the day. That was my business name 2 business names ago. I've rebranded my social medias and stuff twice now. Started out, no, actually, I guess it was Aaron Long Art first. Or maybe Aaron's Painting School was just the YouTube channel. And the Twitch, I guess. Because I've always been Aaron Long Art on like Facebook and everything. That was my Facebook page when I first started. And then I started Aaron's Painting School, and that was my YouTube channel. And that's when Luke first started following me, was on Twitch, when I had my Aaron's Painting School on Twitch. And then I moved to Guatemala for like 6 months. When I came back, it was just so hard to pick things back up again, because you just lose all your momentum. And like streaming, you gotta be so consistent, or you just have to have a lot of followers, which thankfully nowadays I have a lot of followers that even when I am not consistent, I still am able to at least get a few people in and watching. And but yeah, it's way harder than it used to be. Yeah, then I rebranded to Painted Dragon Studios whenever my wife started painting more. So we wanted a business name that we could both post and sell our art from. Just kind of scrubbing some of this dark color. It's just a little bit on the brush, and so I'm just kind of scrubbing that all over. Guatemala, what was that like? Dude, man, look who's best as a character now. In fact, 100% about just for the biggest endorsement you can get. I appreciate that. That's cool. Guatemala was interesting. It was fun. We were volunteering with the orphanage down there. It was good. Like, we made good connections with the kids, and like we liked the work, but it turned out the director was a piece of garbage. He was like beating the kids and stealing money, and he wasn't a genuine guy. And he's still down there to this day. He's got a whole crew of people still in his pocket that just, they think he's a saint down there. And we're like, yeah, we told you guys, he's not. We saw what he did. We know what he's still doing. But no one would listen. So we had to dip on out of there. And like, the real reason we left was because of COVID. Like, we had to evacuate the country. That was in 2022, or 2020. It was end of 2019 and beginning of 2020 when that was all going down. So we just had to like dip on out of there. Yeah, we came back and just no one wanted to hear us out. No one wanted to listen to what we had to say. Being like, hey, this guy's bad news. He's abusing kids. He's stealing money. He's tricking you guys. And everyone just wanted to just la 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 la, like put their fingers in their ears and do that in Honduras. Nice. It's a great thing to do. Like, it's a very necessary and needed service, and I wish that we could have, provided that service there. But yeah, when we came back, we were sharing our experience, and then the guy caught on to us and was like, "You're gossiping to my friends." I'm like, we're just sharing our experience here. He's like, we don't abuse kids. And I'm like, well, yeah, you kind of do though. Not even kind of do, you absolutely do. It feels very wrong that you're getting so much money from so many people who think you're down here just being a saint. Like, you would come back to the States and give these presentations and like show these little slideshows of the kids and like their before and after states where they'd come in, they're all beaten and bruised and like make people cry and be like, oh, just look how horrible this kid was when they first came in, and now look at them. And they'd show a picture of them like all dressed up all nice and in fancy clothes and without all their scars and everything, and so you'd be like, yeah, look what I did. Look what your money's doing. He was just a very good actor. I'm like, yes, he was getting the kids out of tough situations, like a lot of them were in tough situations, but he really inflated a lot of it, and he also was like putting them right. He was giving them more trauma because he was also beating them. Not like as bad as they were being beaten before, but like he was still like spanking them with this giant wooden paddle, and it was just so messed up. Such a negative experience because of that. like we went down there. Okay, she does the good percentage stuff, the big corporate job. Yeah. Yeah, like we went down there with the intention of like learning, like we paid for an internship with the orphanage is what the intention of it was. It's like we paid for an internship so that we could learn how to operate an orphanage, because that was what we were interested in doing. So like doing that full time. It's like I grew up in my parents were like foster parents at group homes, and so I grew up in like that environment where that you had at-risk kids all the time in our house, and like from tough situations, and like I was very familiar with that world. And then my wife is just she's just a very charitable and very selfless person, and so it just made sense that like, yeah, let's do orphanage ministry. That sounds great. But yeah, it was just get down there, and then we see that crap going down. We see kids getting spanked with this giant paddle. And they're like, yep, we use corporal punishment here. And we're like, that's not corporal punishment. That's child abuse. And they're like, no, we don't. You can't say that. That's like the biggest no ever. It's like you can't say the A word in orphanage. It's like you're gonna get us shut down. I was like, oh, but I also need to keep the kids safe. They're like, we don't abuse kids. I'm like, yeah, I do. Oops. Yeah, that's looking nice. Getting that like misty, cloudy vibes up in here. I do want to get some of that green up as well, just make it look a bit more alien. Make it look a bit more like an alien world. Gonna mix this green with this blue and this blue. And then I'm going to tone that down with the Payne's Gray. So now I just have this dark blue, green, gray mixture. And a little less saturated. More black and white and less color. Wife asked, since you had to deal with long distance for work, any advice for how we can support Luke? I mean, the biggest thing is just to like have really good communication. Like just be communicating all the time, as often as you can. Like my wife and I dated long distance for a while too. Like I was in Joplin and she was in Kansas City. It's like a 3-hour drive, and I was living on. I was making $7 an hour. I would get about $87 a bi-weekly paycheck, and so I couldn't really afford to drive up and visit her very often. I was like flat broke. It says the hair in the painting's beautiful. Thank you. I worked a long time to get that silhouette shape to look good. Yeah, I dated long distance for about a year, and I mean we video chatted like constantly, like all the time, video chatting. We played video games together a lot, lots of League of Legends, played a couple of MMOs. Yeah, just like being in communication is like the biggest thing. Not sacrificing that just because there's distance. I think I told him the same thing. Get into video chatting. Yeah, any chance they have, they should be video chatting. And like we were long distance when we first started dating, and so it was like a little different than someone going from in person to long distance. Ooh, that is wrong. Oof. Bad. Dry brush. It actually looks kind of cool. I need to get more of this the green gradient going up and around. What shower prank should I pull on him? Shower pranks. Chat. Weigh in. What shower prank? What's your best shower prank that you've been pranked by? Where it didn't end the relationship. My wife got me real good when I was in the shower once. She took a glass of like ice water, and like I was completely zoned out, and she came up behind me and poured it on my head over the shower curtain. That was a solid shower prank. It sure is. Alright, this is looking kind of cool. A little bit more. This is why we wait for layers to dry. So if this had still wet paint on it, I would be just smearing my painting everywhere right now. Too much over her. Looks like it already started on her silhouette. Voila! How's it going? So better. Oh. Yep. A bit more of this kind of teal color in here. Toss a little bit of white in there. Some Naples yellow. Just mixing up some colors here, trying to get this closer to how I want it. Scrubbing off areas. Full butterfly sweater. Oh no. Godspeed. I had no part in this. I'm not a co-conspirator. Don't clip it. No. Don't clip it. I had no part in this. It's pretty cool. Hey, thank you for the gifts, Legends of Dreams. How's it going? Got this bright part in between the buildings up here. Mission accomplished. In a very high pitched noise. Oh, poor guy. Oh. Tell us a little bit about your inspiration for this painting. Is there a particular piece of fiction you're drawing from? Is there a certain vibe you wanted to capture? Yeah, so this one is actually, this is an assignment. I'm taking a class right now. Taking a class from a master illustrator named Dan Dos Santos. He is a true master of the craft. And in this class, we are being given the opportunity to present our work to a art director. And every semester, he gets a different art director in. I was really hoping for a Magic the Gathering art director. That was what I was really hoping that we would get for this class. But alas, he was not able to get a Magic the Gathering art director, but he did get the art director for Orbit Books, which is a major book publisher. They publish a lot of books, a lot of popular ones that you've probably heard of or read if you're a reader. So yeah, the Orbit Books art director is going to be joining us for the last day of class, which is in a couple of weeks, and she gave us an assignment. So she gave us 2 books to choose from. One of them was Joe Abercrombie's The Blade Itself, which is a very popular dark fantasy story. It's a trilogy. And then the second one was, it's called The Last Contract. And The Last Contract is a standalone novel by a fairly successful book author who has a couple other bestsellers that I can't remember her name right now. So we had the choice. The polar finds some big money for that. But yeah, the art director gave us 2 books to choose from, and so I did sketches for both. She also told us like pretty much exactly what she was looking for. So like the prompt for this one was, we want this character looking like she's about to go into this sci-fi domed city. She's like striding towards it confidently, and we see her from behind, and she has long black hair and a red coat. Stuff he does sometimes. I'll let you know if I do. Yeah, the character has long black hair and a red coat and a big sci-fi katana, pretty much, samurai sword. And so from that prompt I came up with 3 sketches that I turned in. One of them was exactly what she asked for. It was like a like even camera angle of looking just straight back at this character as she's walking towards this domed city in the background. Oh, and she also wanted for there to be a planet in the background to get the sci-fi vibes across. And then, so what our mentor taught us is that you should always have, when presenting sketches to an art director, you should present them with exactly what they asked for in sketch format, and then you should present them with what they should have asked for. So based on my knowledge as an artist and as a book reader and as just someone who spends time in nerd culture and whatever, I made a sketch of like this character, but it was more of like a character illustration from like the front where she's in a cool like action pose and just like holding her sword out. I hope you can't believe it. And then the third option is what we want to paint. So he said you should always present 3 options, like 3 different sketches to the art director. And so I did the first one, I did the character illustration, and then I did this one as my third sketch of what I wanted to paint, which is this like crazy dynamic camera angle of like her looking down at this city. And I still have, you know, I have the features of the character, just about how she described. I have the long black hair, I've got the red coat, I've got the katana, but I made the katana look like this like more sci-fi weapon looking thing. And then, so she picked this one. She just emailed me back a couple days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, and said, all right, we would like you to move forward with sketch number 3. And so I've been working on this one for the last couple of days now. So it is, and then if she likes this one, when she sees this in a few days or in a few weeks, after Dan critiques it, he'll do like some paint overs, and he'll give us his thoughts on all of our paintings. It's me and the 5 other students, and then based on those critiques, I'll go back and work on this a little bit more. Or if he's like, no dude, you nailed it, which that's usually never the case. Usually he has critiques of some kind. I'll go back in, I will make those edits, I'll update the painting based on the critiques, and then the very last week of class will be presenting our finished paintings to the Orbit Books art director, and if she really likes one of them, she may or may not use it on the published version of the new book. So it'll be between me and I think 2 of the other students are also doing this one, and one of them, no offense, he's an awesome dude, and but he's like self-aware enough to know that like he's more of a beginner artist. He's like just getting going. Whereas me and the one other guy that is also doing this one are a bit more experienced. We just have a bit more time under our belts and whatnot. So it'll probably, for this one, it'll probably be between me and the other guy. And so I'm excited. Painting socks. I mean, she probably is wearing socks, so I probably am painting some socks. I think I might need a smaller brush. Oh no, bad. Control Z, Control Z. I accidentally smeared a little bit of the red. Ugh. The dog's out and I got ambushed by adorableness. Not forgiven at all. I wonder if the guy that randomly came in and said painting socks meant to say painting sucks, as in they don't like painting, or my painting sucks, he doesn't like my painting, or he likes socks. Just painting in general sucks, apparently. TikTok was making sure that I was still streaming. It was like, do the puzzle piece, move the puzzle piece into the right puzzle spot. I'm like, dude, I'm still here. TikTok is so much more strict than it used to be. That's fine. Trying to get all up around here. Saying TikTok live, bro. I wonder I haven't seen you. I know. What's up? It's like driving a Tesla wiggle the wheel. Yep. I'm live on TikTok, but it keeps trying to tell me that I'm breaking the rules. I just brought up that I have a place where people can find my work and support me monetarily. So how's you doing, bro? I'm doing great. Yeah, it's great to see you again. It's been a crazy year, couple years. Been doing conventions full time. Now that it's finally, winter off season, I'm gonna try and be on live a bit more. It is a potato. It's a cool assignment. Cover looks great already. Tilted Angrily draws you in, I would pick up that book and check out the back blurb for sure. Nice. That means I'm doing a good job. My goal as an illustrator is to make a book look cool. Because people absolutely judge books by their covers. They absolutely do. And if a book has a really good cover, it is much more likely to sell well. Paying the bills good? Yeah. Yeah, conventions are going great. Conventions are doing awesome. Get some of this mist over here. Look like it's kind of curling around the buildings a little bit. Yeah, online sales are not what they used to be, since just social media isn't what it used to be. Like, just because, like, I used to go viral on all the platforms fairly often, so I kind of had to let conventions pick up that slack in the online sales, just because it's hard to make sales when you're not going viral, or when your posts are reaching the same like 4 people over and over again, and those 4 people have already bought something, and then the world is currently imploding around us, you know. The economy is garbage, and we have someone in charge, not to be political, we have someone in charge who doesn't know their left hand from their right foot, and feel seen, yes. But yeah, just the world is imploding around us, and running a small business is already very difficult. Like, just being able to market and being able to reach your customers is such a big task already, that now that we have to fight with AI every other post, and it's just harder than ever. But that's why I'm doing the conventions, because conventions are still doing great, and I can control like who sees my art. And if I sell bad, it's either because no one was there, or because the showrunners did something bad, or it was my fault and I was just a bad salesman that day. So there's just a lot more factors that I can control with conventions, and when I can just be there and be like, alright, I know how to set my prices well so that I can actually, you know, I can actually monetarily survive, that's something I can control. If I'd post an Instagram reel that a year and a half ago would have gotten 4 million views, now gets 2,000 views and 1 comment from my mom, that's not, I can't control anything about that. Yeah, that's just completely out of my control. I am unfortunately in on this inside joke. Because it was explained to me. That is looking good. Dig that. I'm gonna paint over this sword, by the way. It's not getting completely lost here. I don't know, it looks kind of cool in the mist though. I'll probably darken it up a little bit. I still need to darken up some of these buildings up here. What brush do I want to use for that is the question. Just a lot more glazing is what I need. Much more. These transparent colors. Something like this. My angled flat brush. Pretty sharp. Some Payne's gray. Some more of that magenta. Just need to make a nice thinned down, really dark color. These buildings are still just way too bright. Guys are silly. Oh, that is so much darker than I planned on, but that's closer to what I need. That is much closer to what I need. Just pop a little bit of this in there. Make it more of a gray and a black. That's pretty cool. My favorite charity? Golly. I try not to get too involved with like charity organizations, because I like to make my own decisions, and I like to know exactly where my money is going if I'm being charitable. And so like I do like, I mean, we do foster care, like that's like the main thing that we do. Currently we have someone living with us. It's not like an official placement, but similar idea. Yeah, it's like one of my pet peeves is like being asked for money. I don't know why. I don't like being asked for money. And so, I mean, who does, right? But I don't know, I like to make my own decisions with charity stuff, and so I can't say I'm even super familiar with very many charities, but like anything that's like helping like at-risk children or like homeless charities. My wife and I actually met through a homeless kids program. Like it's through one of the bigger shelters in Kansas City, and then they have like a youth department, and so it's like the children of the people in the program go to a summer camp. How do you not lose detailing when you paint over in a darker color? The trick is to have the details already dry, so that when you paint over them with a darker color, it's a transparent color. And so when there's all these details up here in this one, like you guys probably can't see it too well because the camera is like farther back. I'll just slide it up a bit since I'm working on detail work. But whenever I use this transparent color, see, it's still, the details are still there. They're just all darker. And when they're all getting darker at the same time, it's easier to keep those details there. And then just kind of go around, like I want this big white piece to stay really bright. See, like these, you can just kind of glaze over that. And so you just kind of go around the details, and then everything that you want to stay detailed, just you thin down the paint. I'm using like odorless paint thinner. And that keeps the details there, but just glazing that thin paint over the top. So Austin Roy sounds like an outstanding woman she is. I'm friends with the person who just won the Powerball. Did that just happen? Like someone just won the Powerball? And I would hate, honestly, I would hate to win the Powerball. Just for the sake, or for the reason, because of the people who have like that mindset of like, oh, I'm just gonna become friends with the rich person. Like I would hate to be an actual rich person and have people know that I was a rich person. Like I'd be fine being privately wealthy and just being like, yeah, I can help out, but like having the world all of a sudden know that I was wealthy, I would hate that. Because again, like I said earlier, like one of my pet peeves is people asking me for money, and just having all of a sudden having that many people asking me for my money. Oh, I would not handle that well. Not one bit. I guess I have like a really weird view of money, I guess. Like it's clearly an essential necessity for the world we live in, but it's also like it's a tool that can be used for very good or very evil. And like I've spent most of my life very poor. Like my parents were dirt broke all growing up, and like I said, when my wife and I met, I was on our first year of dating long distance. I was working washing dishes for $7 an hour, and that's what I had to live off of. And so like any sort of money exchanging hands, it just like makes it makes me uncomfortable unless it's like really earned. Like I don't want to make money unless I'm earning it. Like I don't want, like I don't even like people trying to give me money without like buying an art print or something, you know? Like I would rather sell an art print than have someone just like give me something, you know? And that's just like a personal issue, I guess, a personal problem. Like I've just always had the impression that like money should be earned. I guess that's why like people asking me for money just cold call, like, hey, can you spot me this or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I mean I can spot you, but just giving you the money, like System's crazy, yeah. Well, and especially like as an artist, like that's one of the biggest challenges for artists in general is most artists crazy undercharge for their work. Like most artists that I know, they don't charge what they're worth at all. That like the majority of people at Comic-Cons, they sell their prints for like $10 to $20 maximum, and that's like all they bring. And they'll like fly across the country to vend at a Comic-Con and bring like $10 to $20 $10 to $20 prints, and like no high dollar items and no like originals or large canvas prints or metal prints or anything like that. And they're just like, well, people don't pay for them already, so why would I bring anything more expensive? I need to lower my prices. I'm like, no, you need to raise your prices. Like people, artists especially, they don't know how to value themselves, and they're being told by people who want to take advantage. Not everyone wants to take advantage, but a lot of people would rather spend less than spend more for something, you know? And so if someone wants a piece of artwork from said artist, they're gonna be like, oh, well, this is probably too expensive, so you should probably lower your prices. And so I have so many artist friends who, like, I talk shop with all the time, like talking about Comic-Con and sales techniques and all that. They're like, oh, well, I've just been told so many times that I need to like lower my prices, and that'll be how I make more sales, because I'll make higher volume of lower dollar items. And I'm just like, no, you can't do that. Like, you gotta value your stuff. You gotta value yourself and value your art. Because if you as the artist don't value your stuff, you're not gonna find customers that value your stuff. You're gonna find customers wanting something cheap. Trust funds with so many things. Just buy bigger farms so we can raise animals, grow food greenhouse, what people need. I grew up poor, and now I help whoever I can with the life I have. In Canada, we can get tax money back. It's taken off a little money. So there are so many that need help. Yeah, and that's why we do foster care. Because my wife has a lot of experience working with children, and I fully support her in that. I'm not great with kids. Like I thought I used to be, but I used to think I was good with kids. I worked at like summer camps and whatnot, and I don't think I was ever that good with kids. But she's great with them, and so that's why we do foster care, and that's one of the reasons why I feel okay, and like why I can justify in my own mind charging what I charge for my art. And because I'm like, well, it's going to a good cause. because this is going to support foster care stuff. That looks pretty good. Some more greebles on these front buildings. Some more big satellite dishes and antennas and air vents and that kind of thing, just like little details. I like the breakdown of pricing you posted a few weeks ago talking about how you make money even with high prices. It was really eye-opening. Yeah, it's so important too. Like, so many artists out there, they have it in their brains that if they charge less that they'll make more money. And like, so many are just so unconfident, like they lack confidence in their own stuff and their ability to sell it, that they're like, well, I just can't raise my prices because people just don't buy it. Price you too low, you get suspicious. It's not original art. Yeah, that's very common in like Comic-Con spaces, is people will just be selling random garbage or stuff that they've like bought off of an artist, and they're just trying to get rid of it. Like, an artist has, you know, had a bust show, and they're like, well, I've got all these prints and now I can't fly home with them. Anyone want to buy these wholesale? I've done that once. I had one show that I sold a whole stack of prints wholesale to a guy because I just needed to get home and I had too much weight in my bag. And so now there's that guy out there that has print, and thankfully he's in like Atlanta, and so I'm not too worried about running into him, and as long as we're not in the same show, I don't care. I made my money back on the prints. So with several friends, super important message to hear. Yeah, no, it's just so important to like value our work and value the time that we put into the work. And I'm like super grateful for the people that gave me that advice, because I used to sell $10, $15 prints, and it was fine. But once I raised my prices and started charging what I felt like I should be charging and what I need to charge to pay my booth fees, because like, you know, 15, 20 years ago, people were charging $15 to $20 for an art print. Okay, inflation has gone up a lot since then, and we need to adjust with that inflation too. And like, we are selling a luxury item. Like, you don't need my art. It's nice. I love when people support my art, but no one needs my art. What I need to be able to do is pay my booth fees and put food on my table, which is already, you know, I don't have consistent income. As a full-time artist, I don't have a job to calculate my income on. I just have to hope month to month that I can sell enough prints or get enough commissions or sell an original painting that it covers the bills. But if that doesn't happen, you know, like, that's what I need to do. And so there's so many people out there with amazing skills that they've worked really hard to develop, and they're too scared to put those skills to use in ways that are actually financially viable for them. So that's like one of the main things that I'm always trying to convince my artist friends is like, please value your work, value the time that you put into it, because if you don't, no one else will. Like, you gotta value your work before anyone else sees it, or else you're gonna end up, you know, lucky to break even. Which I know a lot of people at Comic-Cons who they'll go to Artist Alley and they'll sell their $15 and $20 prints. Excuse me. It's like, they'll sell their $15 and $20 prints and be like, oh no, why didn't Why didn't I pay my booth fee? Why didn't my hotel even get covered yet? And then there's other artists who were like, oh yeah, I had an $8,000 weekend. And then they're like, what? How could you possibly do an $8,000 weekend? I didn't even pay my booth fee. Like, I'm still in the hole for this. And I'm like, do you want me to tell you, or do you want me to empathize? Because that's what it comes down to sometimes. It's like I can tell you exactly why you didn't pay your booth fee and why you're going home still in the hole. But you got to be willing to hear it and not hear me attacking you. She made Lord of the Rings themed cocktails. Nice. There you go. I had one artist friend hop in a Discord server yesterday that I was hanging out in, and I hadn't met the guy yet, but he was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I do Comic-Cons full time. That's how I make my living." And he was like, "You still do Comic-Cons?" I was like, "What do you mean still?" He was like, "Comic-Cons haven't been viable for years." It's like, I lost money last time I went to a Comic-Con. I was like, "Oh, well, which one did you go to?" He was like, "Phoenix Fan Fusion." I'm like, "Phoenix Fan Fusion? That one's massive. That had like 80,000 attendance this year." Like Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor and all the Hobbits were there. Like I forgot to pay my booth fee for that one, so I didn't get to go. That was like one of my most disappointing shows of the year because I didn't even get to go. I thought I was going and I didn't get to. But yeah, dude's like, he's like, "Yeah, Comic-Con, it's impossible to make money anymore." I was like, "Oh, well, like, what were you selling there?" He was like, "Oh, fan art prints, Elden Ring, Lord of the Rings, Hollow Knight, Helldivers." Like, I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, I didn't even I wasn't able to make any money." I was like, "Okay, well, how much were you selling your prints for?" He was like, "Oh, well, I had big ones for $15 and smaller ones for $9." I was like, "Oh, yeah, that'll do it." I was like, "Yeah, that'll kill your whole weekend." And he got like really defensive. And was like, he was like, "Well, what do you mean?" I was like, "No, like, no offense to you, like if that's what you were told to do, I understand why you did it, but like, would you like me to talk about Comic-Con stuff and like the methods that I used?" And he was like really, like, he didn't sound interested in hearing my advice or my ideas or my critique. And I was like, because Leighton jumped in and was like, "Oh, you came across as kind of a jerk just then." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be offensive." And he's like, "No, I mean, I'm willing to hear what you have to say as long as it's like constructive." I was like, "Well, of course it's constructive. I wouldn't share like small business advice if it wasn't meant to be constructive." I was like, "Well, as long as this isn't like the everybody pile on me show and like tear me up." I'm like, "No, dude, I want to help. Like, because this dude's stuff is dope. Like, his art is way better than mine." Like, that's how confident I was in like sharing the advice and like telling him, "Hey, like, you need to raise your prices and give it another go. Like, don't write Comic-Con off because you had a bad experience selling $9 prints." And so I told him about like the whole thing that we were just talking about, where you do $40 prints, buy two get one free. It encourages higher dollar sales and it gets people more art. So like, I'm helping you, you're helping me, and that's my minimum. Already planted AI newspapers in the game of the year. Yeah. Do you have a rep for sabotaging other artists? Oh. was saying just now? Oh yeah, the $40 prints, buy two get one free. That's the method I use, and it works amazingly. Because at those prices, even if I only talk to 100 people at a very busy show. I was at GalaxyCon Columbus a couple of weeks ago, and I did a tally where I just tracked, like, okay, this is how many people stopped at the booth, and then this is how many people bought something who stopped at the booth. And so I just like kept really close track of that data, and it was really interesting data, because by the end of this day, at this really big, very busy Comic-Con, this was GalaxyCon, I had talked to almost 200 people. I had 195 interactions that day, just from the afternoon to the evening when I started tracking. I didn't track the morning because I was having a rough morning, and I just was having a hard time getting people to stop and look. And I was like, man, I just feel like everyone is just looking at the art and then saying no and then walking away. So I started keeping this tally, and by the end of the day, I was like completely blown away, because the tally showed that I had 200 interactions and I had done 60 sales by the end of the day. And you might hear that and go like, oh, well, you lost 135 people. And yes, I did have 135 people reject me. That would work on it. See the 3? Yeah, I can't see the name. I said it. But yeah, I had 195 interactions, and I'd made 60 sales. And and this is why I stick to those numbers, because I have that $40 minimum, like I don't have anything cheaper than $40, even though I had 135 people reject me, I still made 60 sales at at $40 minimum. And so by the end of the day, I had made $5,900. Like, how many other jobs can you make $5,900 in one day? Like, that's just unheard of. Yeah, that's a huge success rate. And I'm not talking about this to brag. I'm talking about it because I know that there's other artists who listen, and like I want people to understand like why I charge what I charge and why I've come to those decisions. But it's because here's the big thing that got me by the end, where I really felt confident in sticking to my guns and not lowering my prices when everyone else is lowering their prices right now. Like, even the people who taught me to stick to my guns and to like value my work and charge what I feel it's worth and all that, even those people are lowering their prices right now. And I haven't lowered my prices, even at the small shows where it's like, you know, the farmer's market. Like, I did Merry Market this past weekend. It's just a little, you know, the Kansas City holiday market, and I stuck to my guns. I kept my prints at 40. I kept my big canvases at 350, and I kept my small canvases at 120. And those are the 3 options that I gave. And even at this little holiday market, I managed to do almost $3,000 that weekend on a 2-day show outside in the cold. So I'm sitting there freezing my butt off. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, someone who charges $9 at a con absolutely needs to hear that. Exactly. And so many people don't want to hear it because they're like, well, I've tried raising my prices and I had a bad time with it. Okay, Yeah, you probably got told no 5 to 10 times. And so now in your brain, if you raise your prices again, you're just going to get told no. Yes, I got told no 135 times that day. And I still made almost $6,000. That's why that's why I stick to my guns and I don't lower my prices even when everyone else is. Because I am not interested, and I keep trying to get to this point, and my own brain's sidetracking me. That 195 people. If I had a $15 print option, and every single one of those 195 people who stopped at my booth had bought a print, I did the math on this. If every single one of those 195 people had bought a print, I would have made $2,935. And that's if I had 100% sale close rate. Like if every single person that stopped at my booth bought something, I would have made $2,000, almost $3,000 less than I ended up making that day. Even after 135 people turned me down and told me that my work was, not told me, but essentially told me my work was too expensive. I'm not selling to the, the 95%. I'm not selling to the 100%. I'm selling to a target audience who appreciates good art and who values good art. I'm not selling to someone who wants something quick and cheap. If they want something quick and cheap, they can go and get it from the kid in Artist Alley who doesn't value themselves. And I'm going to go and tell that kid, hey, value yourself. Join me on the vendor floor. Can't wait to see you here. I'm not putting anyone down. I'm not telling anyone that their stuff isn't worth it. I'm saying, hey, get out of Artist Alley. Get on the vendor floor. Get the bigger booth. Charge more for your art. You pay more for your booth fee, but you're earning way more on your art. And I tell people that all the time. And then people go, well, I want something affordable. Okay, cool. That's great. I love that you want something affordable for people. Guess what I do? If someone can't afford my art, I hand them one of my little 4x6 postcards. And they go, well, I sell those for $5. I'm like, okay, cool. If I had a $5 option, you know how many sales it would take me to reach $6,000 in a day? You know how many sales I would have to close for that? Does anyone know? No, I gave him one of those for free. And that's exactly my point, is that the prints are free. The little 5x7s, the 4x6s, those are free. 4x6 ones anyway. Those are my business card. When I'm at a show and someone wants something and they can't afford it, cool, here's a 4x6. No problem. Enjoy. Have your 4x6 and save up and then get the expensive thing you want later. Get the $40 one when you got $40. Most people spend $40 on subscriptions for the month. Most people don't have a problem going and buying a video game for $60. Why do you gotta convince an artist that their art is only worth $15 because you don't want to pay my $40 that I'm asking? Inflation's gone up with everything else, why can't art? Trying to get some of this magenta in here. I want more of like this cyberpunk sci-fi vibes. This is supposed to be like a cyberpunk city, and it's not looking very cyberpunk yet. If I miss your messages on TikTok, I'm sorry. Just spam me. I am thinking about doing a print club, a monthly print club thing though, where I send out a little 5x7 print, and it would be exclusive to the print club. People could still buy my $40 prints, but with the little 5x7, it's like a 5x7 of my newest painting every month, and it's just in a little envelope, and I don't have to pay, you know, $8 to ship it. Up one. Like, I don't have to pay $8 to ship it, but if it was like, I've seen some people do like $10 to $15 for these little 5x7 prints, and it would be like a monthly subscription. So I've been throwing that idea around in my brain today. Like, what if I had this like monthly subscription thing where people could get a piece of mail every month from me that had a little 5x7 print in it for like 10 to 15 bucks. I keep seeing people on Instagram, and they're like doing their cost breakdowns and their like success and failure videos on this idea, and I've been seeing a lot of people that are doing like great with it, where they're making like, where they get like hundreds of people signing up for this little $10 thing. And you know, if I was profiting, you know, $8 off of that $10 sale or something like that, that'd be some nice like monthly calculatable income. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, because I already have my $30 one, but it's hard. It's real hard to convince people to spend $30 a month on a subscription. Real hard. And so I have like a handful of people that they've been subscribed at that $30 one for months now. Getting some of this pink in here. I want some like neon stuff going on in here. Warm this up. Yeah, it was just something I was thinking about. Is like, so I'll probably keep the $30 one, because that's nice. Like, that's, and those $30 ones, they get like a full print. Like, they get one of the $40 prints every month for $30 instead of $40, and it's always my newest painting, or if I haven't done a painting that month, then it's just whatever is newest. It's a good way to encourage loyalty, and if they love the 5x7, then they can come find you at the show for a bigger print. Exactly. And I just keep seeing people doing this, where they get like a couple hundred people a month getting these little $10, $15 prints, and that adds up. Like, for me, that adds up a lot. Like $10 at a time. If you get a couple hundred people, that's like, you know, you get 100 people, that's $1,000 a month of calculatable revenue. So I've been tossing the idea around. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it could hurt other revenues. Yeah, unless those people decided to get the 5x7 instead of the $40 one, like, that could hurt. But I'm already moving so slowly. with online sales lately. Like my online shop already moves so slowly that I don't know that the change would really like would hurt my other online sales as bad. Like adding that option, I don't know if it would hurt them that bad. It's like that would be the concern, is that it hurts my other streams of revenue. Because I'm giving them that, it's like the opposite of what I'm teaching for convention booths, is like giving them the cheap option. I don't like what I just painted on here. I think that looks like butts. Eraser. Just a few bundles, like buy two get one free. Yeah, I've thought about it for online. I think I want to keep the buy two get one as a in-person exclusive thing, because that is it's a big selling factor at the booth when people go, oh, do you have a card? I mean, don't not shop right there. Oh. Yeah, like everyone and their mom, like the last thing they say as before it's all over and I've lost the sale is, oh, do you have a card? I want to take your card. And they always, that's the last thing I hear. And so what I do to combat that is I say, oh, yes, I have a card, but if you don't get it from me in person, those buy two get one deals are only good for in person only. Those aren't valid online. And then they go, oh, okay, well then maybe I'll get the buy two get one here instead of online. I go, yeah, I think that's a good idea. It's a better deal for you. It's a better deal for you, and it's a better deal for me, because then I get $80 instead of $40. And that's how I make those big weekends. Trying to get some like sci-fi stuff in here. Probably gonna add some neon green in here as well. I'm trying to get this like pink color in here so that I can put red around it. Can't wait to be able to zoom in on this one. Oh. You telling my friend, not in your fan club, and top 3 contributors. Interesting. Appreciate ya. My back is starting to hurt. That's my only issue right now. I want some lights like shining up through the middle of the city. I left this part bright on purpose, so it would kind of look like it was brighter in the middle of the city. Maybe I'll add, just bring in some white and add some bright parts under here, and then maybe like here, kind of lighten this up. Hopefully that motivates. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully. underlighting here. And it looks like some lights hitting from this side. I think that's given a bit more indication that there's light coming from the middle. Updating graphics drivers, there you go. Ooh, what time is it? 6:56. I have been painting literally all day. Literally all day long. And I'm okay with that. Although my back is not. And that city painted in. Getting those values sharpened in. I still need to detail her. She's just blocked in right now. But I've been mostly focusing in on the city most of the afternoon. What do you think? Very neat. Shannon's approval is so important to me. Took me. Oh. Mission accomplished. There you go. Yeah, anyone watching, I've got a few viewers right now, but anyone watching, does a print of the month at like a $10 to $15 range, is that something that anyone would be interested in? Because if so, I could get that going and do it as like a New Year launch thing. It's like New Year's always a good time to get stuff started. Is that something that anyone might be interested in? Like just considering like, oh, I pay 15 bucks for Hulu, 15 bucks for Netflix, 15 bucks for Xbox. I think a 15 piece of mail every month of my newest painting. A piece of mail that you actually want to get, you know? You know that more than the $8.95 Patreon tier I'm at. Alright. Get something physical and make more from that than my Patreon payment. Could afford $10 at more consistent rate, right, than 30. Yeah, and I know the 30 is a lot. I know the 30 is a lot to ask. It's just hard to sell my prints for, like, I sell them at 40 at cons, so it's hard to lower them even further than that. But if it was a 5x7, I could afford to print those off a lot easier than the $40 ones. Like the $40 ones are 3 or more times more. Sign up for a year. Place a Patreon though. Nice. Planning more Sanderson artwork. I'm gonna paint that Kelsier one on a canvas this size. So what I would probably do with the print of the month thing is I would probably switch out my $15 tier on Patreon for that, like, I'm thinking like a $12 tier, because that $2 would probably cover my expenses for each order. There's a tattoo. Yeah, I love that one. But I've got like one subscriber at the $15 tier. So that one's just, he's not doing much. It's just really not. And so I would probably just let that one person who is subscribed at that tier know, like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. I'm not gonna remove the Red Dragon tier. I'm gonna keep the Red Dragon tier, but it's not much. I don't. Patreon doesn't really take that much of a cut. It's like a tiny percentage. I've never worried about it. I just want my Patreon to actually be like something that people are excited about, because like I know people want to support me. I love that people want to support me, and I know that that's the majority of my supporters is people that just like my work and they want to support me, and that's awesome. But I want people to be excited about what they're getting. It's that whole thing about, like I was talking earlier, like I want money to be earned. Patreon is just kind of dead, and that's why the Perch of the Month Club stuff you've been seeing working others is popular. Well, I think they might be doing it on Patreon though. Like I could potentially do it through my own website. I just don't know how to do that. Like I haven't even gotten my own website published yet because I'm just bad at it and I haven't spent the time. But I don't know. I just want it to be, I want to earn it. I want the monthly money that I'm getting to be earned. And I feel like what I have on Patreon right now, like people don't really care. It's like no one shows up to the live stream. Like I have like 1 or 2 people each month show up to the monthly live stream, and I am so grateful for those of you who do show up to that. I've got 10 people paying for it. I'm like, okay, you're paying for it. Would you like to participate in it? I feel like I'm just taking your money and you're not getting anything for it. The idea of supporting you with the stable income, since you're a rich person, not taking a risk. And I know that's why I still have subscribers. I know that's why I have, and I'm already making about $200 a month. Like, you guys know I'm transparent. I'm making about $200 a month on my Patreon right now, which is awesome. That's great. That pays for all my subscriptions. Like, that's kind of what I think of it as, is my subscription service is paying for my own things that I am subscribed to. That's awesome. But like I want the people who are paying for my subscription to actually get something out of it that they want. And so, because I just feel bad taking people's money without like providing something in return. I'm like, yes, you're paying me, but if you're not showing up to the live stream and you're not watching the videos and you're not reading the posts and you're not, like, there's nothing happening besides your wallet's just being withdrawn every month and going to mine. I want to earn something from it, you know? I want it to have a purpose. I want you to get something. Yes, I earned it, but I want to like I earned it by putting in the work and by getting good at this, right? Like, sure, I earned it, but it's a subscription service. It's a monthly payment withdrawal that you guys are like you put your wallet in and you, like I promised monthly benefits from it, and it doesn't seem like what I am able to provide right now is worth anyone's time to even like check the emails or check the Patreon app. Like most people don't interact with it. I maybe get, you know, one or two people watching the live stream, the Blue Dragon live stream anyway. Like that's the one that I have the most subscribers at, is the Blue Dragon. And then the $4 one, the Green Dragon, that one is mainly just like, hey, give me $4. You're supporting it. It's like the cheering me on from the sidelines tier. It's along for the ride, and you get digital file downloads from that. And I update that every couple of months. I'll add a file or two, but you just get like a whole library of digital file downloads for $4 a month, and you just have access to those, and you can set them as your wallpaper, and you can set them as your lock screen and whatever. You can print them out for all I care. That's something that I can provide. That is like, hey, you pay the $4, you now have access to it. Shoot, download them all, unsubscribe, whatever. I know that's what a lot of people do. I wish you would stay subscribed, but whatever. I can't control that. Those are mostly paintings that I'm no longer selling at my booth, and so I'm like, hey, I will put these paintings to work. I know that other people still would love to download these. I'm just not putting them at my booth because they're taking up space that something else that probably sells better would take up. And so I don't feel any kind of bad about the Green Dragon tier. But the Blue Dragon tier, that's the one that I have like 10 subscribers at. And that's where I'm making, you know, half of my money, and then the other ones are from the print of the month for the $40 prints that they're doing $30. And that's my other half of the money. But yeah, most of it comes from those Blue Dragon subscribers. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I want, like, this is the live lessons tier. Like, this is where you go to get, like, to learn how to paint from me. That was the goal of it. Is like, this is, you want to learn to paint? Cool, I got you. But as it turns out, very, very, very few people actually tune in. So I still want to do the live streams. It's like something fun, but I want to like add a tier. That's why I'm thinking about the print of the month with a 5x7 print. So that would be something that I could add, that like people could feel like they're getting something out of it a bit more. It would make the Patreon actually get some traffic, and then maybe people would actually show up to the streams, and it would actually be a successful page. Which right now it feels like I've just been kind of fighting a. It's not a losing battle, but I feel like I've been trying really hard for, like, it's been almost a year now, I think, that I've had my Patreon. Maybe. I just feel like it's not going anywhere, and it's not growing. You send out a flyer with every print you sell online or in person? Yeah, it comes with that little 4x6, like the 4x6 mini print with the little blurb on the back with the QR code. But probably this new one that I'm thinking about probably wouldn't come with one of those, because it would practically be one of those. It would just be an inch bigger. But I would probably like print out a little thing Sure does. I'd probably print out like a half a piece of paper and then cut that, or I'd print out a piece of paper with like two little, like, think of it like a newsletter update. Like, hey, this is what I've been up to, this is what I did this month, here's a little bit about this painting that you just got. It'd be like yeah, like a monthly blog. But I would print out like maybe even 4, and like just have it be like a little slip of paper that would go in the envelope with the prints. And I would just print out a bunch of those, and then because the goal would be to have this thing down to a system where I've just got like an assembly line of like, all right, print goes in envelope, thank you note goes in envelope, seal it, stamp it, stick a postage stamp on it, goes in a pile, print out all of the names and addresses on little Avery labels of every member, and every print or every envelope has the same thing in it, and I can just kind of make this like little assembly line process. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, because I just keep seeing, it's like half my reels right now is like art club videos of people doing this and doing it really well. And like, so many people pay for subscription services already. Why not pay for a subscription service where you get some artwork? Golly, if I'd planned better and painted around all these bright spots, that would have been so much better. All of these buildings at this point, these are all just from imagination. I'm just making crap up. Get me if it happens. Nice. Coming over for Lord of the Rings. Why'd you leave Washington? I know. I didn't want to leave Washington. I loved Washington. Loved living there. My parents moved. It's expensive, yeah. I went to California for that San Francisco Fan Expo. My goodness. The price differences from Missouri to California, insane. Just how expensive everything was. It was just bonkers. Now buildings usually have lights up on the corners of the buildings. I think Shannon said she was making dinner. I just got really excited for that. I'm really hungry all of a sudden. No. Just using this white paint all over. You guys have been watching me paint buildings for so long now. Just need this to somehow look like a sci-fi city and not just a normal city. I think once I start doing some like neon greens, super inspired, nice. I think once I start getting some of these neon greens in here, it'll start looking a bit more cyberpunk. The borders. So the purpose of this painting is just going to be as a digital file, because it's going to be a book cover, so it's going to be cropped in, and then that's what I'll be presenting. It's just the digital file. But then for the original painting, I'm actually going to go in and cut the canvas down to the painting, down to a size of frame that I decide on. But the idea when painting an illustration like this is to paint over the edge farther than you need. So that's why I keep putting the tape up. The actual painting that I submit is going to be super zoomed in. So it's going to be more something like this. So this is like my maximum right here. It's crooked. So this is probably going to be around where I crop it in. It's right here. So that's 10 by 15. That's exactly the aspect ratio of a book cover. But the file that I send is probably going to be something more like this. Just taking these off for a second. And I'm purposely making, I cannot get this, purposely making the original painting, it's going to be a little different from the file that I turn in. And I like the idea of like the original painting being a little bit different from the file, because it's like expanding on the cover of the book, but it makes it more special. So the book is probably going to be about I like the top of this showing. So we're going to up there. And these are going to be cropped in even more. So that's probably going to be About here. Oh. And this one's going to be way in. It's actually going to go over her hair and her sword. I want to be able to see the edge of the dome. Up there. And then this bottom part is actually going to come way up to about right here. So this will be more along the lines of the file that I send. This is going to be just much more cropped in and scared that it's going to leave lines. Yeah, that's the idea with this, with the illustration board, is you paint it bigger than it needs to be so that you can crop it in later. Guys, I think I'm about done for the night. I've been painting all day. I'm having a great time painting all day. But I am hungry. And my back is just about had enough. My voice is tired too. Yeah, probably gonna end the stream there. Appreciate everybody hanging out and give me some feedback on the art print club. What do we want to call that? It could just be the Red Dragon Club. I was thinking maybe about like using the Red Dragon Club as an excuse to paint more dragons. You know, I'm always wanting to paint more dragons, and I don't ever set the time aside. I love painting dragons. I'm painting Dragon Studios. What if I used, like, even if they weren't like the most amazing painting ever, right? Like it's a $10 print. Or 15, I haven't decided. 12. It's a $12 print. Even if it wasn't like the best painting ever, like my red dragon that I painted last month. Here's the color study of it. So like this would probably be the first one. Even if it's not like the best painting ever, but if it was a dragon every month, and I would just call it the dragon, you know, the Painted Dragon Art Club, so that people know like exactly what they're signing up for, because I think that might be an issue with my current, you know, Gold Dragon tier, is that when, you know, they're paying $30 a month for my newest painting every month, I paint something different every month. Like, I'm painting sci-fi right now. I painted fantasy last month. I painted an original character. I'm painting the next painting after this is going to be some Brandon Sanderson fan art. Like, I paint something different every week. If my Painted Dragon print club was just dragons, I feel like that would give people more reason to sign up, because they're like, oh, well, I like dragons. You know, like, who doesn't like dragons? Like, sure, I'll pay $12 a month to get a little mini dragon painting every month. And it would be something like this. If I can reach it without unplugging my webcam. So like, this would probably be saved for one of those months where I'm at 4 conventions. But like, this is a 4x6. I would do 5x7s, so it would just be just slightly bigger. But yeah, just like a little mini print, a little mini art print of a dragon. I just knocked my phone way over. Has it been like that all day? But yeah, just like a little mini print like this. $12 a month. It would be signed. I would just is one of Shannon's, so I'm not gonna sign it. But I'll just put like a little signature down the bottom, and then on the back, it would just be like something like maybe even something like this. But you just like get one of these every month in the mail, a little bigger. Everyone's steak sauce signature, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Is like instead of the $15 Red Dragon tier, which is commercial license, because people were asking a lot for like, hey, can I pay to like use your images on T-shirts or on my band's album or whatever. Like people are asking me a lot for like how much for a license to be able to use my artwork commercially. And so I was like, cool, I'll make a tier for that. And so I made the Red Dragon tier, and I had one person subscribe to it for a while, and they sold like T-shirts and stuff like that in a little game shop. And then and that person stayed subscribed for 3 or 4 months. That's a nice $15 every month that I could count on. Then they unsubscribed, and that was fine. And then one other person subscribed just this month. And then so I have one subscriber at the $15 tier. So I'm thinking I just let them know like, hey, this one's gonna change. You still, if you stay subscribed at the $12 tier, that's fine. You can still, if you're using the images commercially right now, keep going with it. You have my permission. But for everyone else, I'm just gonna remove that commercial license thing, because it's not really been beneficial for me. It's, no one really wants it. And no one wants to pay $15 for image licensing. They can get it way cheaper elsewhere. And so, if I just change that $15 tier to a $12 tier, then I would just get a book of stamps, postage stamps. They're not that expensive. I could get a whole stack of them, and then just, every month I would just toss a signed print, just a small signed print in this thing, and I'd type out a little something of what we're doing that month and the inspiration of the painting. Toss that in the envelope, and you get a little piece of signed artwork every month. 12-ish, 13, 14, I don't know, I haven't decided. Yeah, that's my idea right now. But yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, go and join the Patreon as a free member. If anyone's watching and that sounds fun, be sure you're just on the Patreon as a free member. It's in my Legend of Zelda protagonist in the class in high school where you had to dissect a frog. Link in bio. I'm about to end the stream anyway, but yeah. If you go to the link in the bio, the Patreon is there, and just join it as a free member, and then you'll get notified whenever I post the new tier with the print club thing in there. So, yep. I'm gonna end now and go get some food, but we'll see if I get some time to paint some more tomorrow, or if I just want to chillax tomorrow and paint while listening to a book or something. I haven't decided yet. I appreciate everyone being here who's here, and I will catch y'all in the next one.